So the summertime is finally here and it's time to change up your fragrance game a little and get those summer freshies out and put to good use. But there are so many summer freshies on the market, which one are the best? Today I will present to you top 5 best summer days men's fragrances list. And they are all picked by my girlfriend, so they are sure to be appreciated by the women smelling them on me. That's next here on Nordic Fragrance. Hi, I'm Tommy and you are watching Nordic Fragrance. Welcome. If you have been following my channel, you know that my girlfriend, she really enjoys the fresh summery fragrances for men. So I was thinking it would be a great idea to make her pick and rate this entire top 5 summer days fragrances list for men. After all, those are the kind of fragrances that she enjoys the most. And we all get to know what fragrances we should wear this summer that will really be appreciated by the women around us smelling them. So without further ado, let's jump right into the top 5 best men's fragrances for a summer day list picked by my girlfriend.
5.
So on place number 5, my girlfriend have placed the very beautiful Versace Man au Fraiche. This is a pretty simplistic fragrance. You get a fresh lemon-based fragrance. There are so many of those on the market, but this one is really great because it got a little spiciness to it as well that gives it a lot of character and differentiates it from most of the other lemon-based fresh fragrances. Personally, I also really enjoy this one. As you can see, I bought a gigantic 200 ml bottle, so it will last me all summer and future summers as well. I don't want to go summer without having this fragrance in my collection. And Versace Man au Fraiche is also the one fragrance that I would recommend if you're living in a tropical climate. Where it's really hot and humid, you really need a seriously fresh fragrance, and there's none better than Versace Man au Fraiche really. Now it doesn't do much more than just being clean and fresh overall, but that's what you want when the temperature is rising above like 30 degrees Celsius. There's not many fragrances that you can use in those kind of situations, but Versace Man au Fraiche stands strong even in the high summer heat when it's really hot and humid. Some people have complained about the performance issues about Versace Man au Fraiche. I have no issues with the performance on this one whatsoever, considering this is a lemon-based fragrance. And the lemony molecular notes in a fragrance often vaporize very fast because they are very unstable. So they are coming off pretty strong in the beginning, but they usually don't last that long. However, with Versace Man au Fraiche, I get between 4 to 6 hours, and that's really good for such a lemon-based fragrance like this one. This is also a very budget-friendly cologne. You can get it for a really affordable price. So this is a basic, fresh fragrance for those really hot summer days. And you get decent performance, actually quite good performance, and an affordable price for it. So on place number 5, Versace Man au Fraiche.
4.
On place number 4, we have a fragrance that probably doesn't need much of an introduction. Most of you probably already know this fragrance. This is Armaf Club de Nuit Intense, the best cologne on the market. And this is a clone of the very nice but very expensive fragrance that is called Aventus by Creed. Armaf Club de Nuit Intense starts off with a lemony burst that makes it kind of fresh in the beginning, but after that it dries down and becomes almost a perfect copy of Creed's Aventus. So you get a really expensive fragrance for a really affordable price if you buy this one. And Armaf Club de Nuit Intense is certainly well suited for the summertime. It's basically a fresh fragrance, but it's got tons of other notes in it. It gives it a depth and a character that many other summer fragrances lack. Prices have been jacked up on this one lately, but it's still pretty affordable, at least compared to Creed's Aventus, and the performance on this is just great. I get about 8 to 10 hours out of it, and that is almost unbeatable for any summer fragrance. So great smell, great performance, and great price, and women seem to love it. What more can you ask from a fragrance? On the 4th place, Armaf Club de Nuit Intense for men.
3.
Next up is the 3rd place spot, and if you have been following my channel, you know that my girlfriend absolutely loved this fragrance. It's called Ellis 360 Red. This is a clone of the very famous and popular Acqua di Gio that was released back in the 90s and is still a staple in many fragrance collections and a great summer fragrance. However, with Ellis 360 Red, you get some additional spices in it that gives it more of a character, I think, and makes it smell even better than the original Acqua di Gio. This is also super inexpensive, really budget friendly. Performance is okay, I guess, nothing special about it. 3 to 4 hours is what you get out of it, and it performs really well for the first hour. But this one is basically so cheap and inexpensive that you can reapply it over the course of the day to make it last all day if you want. There's really nothing much to say about Ellis 360 Red than that it smells like Aqua di Gio. It is a very popular fragrance, and it had been a summer bestseller over the last 30 years or so. You have probably smelled it even if you didn't know it was Aqua di Gio. So this one I personally think smells a little better than Aqua di Gio. It's more affordable, and the performance is about par with the original Aqua di Gio, which isn't that great either. So if you just want to smell nice and fresh in a kind of manly way, then this Ellis 360 Red is just right for you this summer. So on third place, Ellis 360 Red.
2,
On second place, my girlfriend have picked another Creed clone. This one is called Armaf NUIT, and this is a clone of Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Now, Green Irish Tweed, the original fragrance here, is just a beautiful summer fragrance. And NUIT by Armaf is certainly a really good clone of Green Irish Tweed. So if you want a really inexpensive alternative to Green Irish Tweed, then NUIT by Armaf is just right. This is almost a perfect clone of that fragrance. So this is not so much of an oceanic kind of beachy fragrance, but more like a summer day in the park kind of fragrance, if you get what I mean. The smell is more reminiscent of flowers and grass and woods. For me personally, performance is an issue with this fragrance. Sometimes I don't get about more than 2 to 3 hours out of it. Sometimes I get 5 or almost up to 6 hours out of it. And from what I've read online, this seems to be a common problem for this one. It seems to act this way on many people. You never know how much of a performance you get from it. But it is an inexpensive one, so you can always reapply it over the course of the day to make it last. So if you want to smell like a green summer field, just beautiful and fresh, then NUIT by Armaf is certainly a good pick for this summer. My girlfriend really enjoyed this one a lot and placed it on a second place. So second place, Armaf NUIT.
1,
So it's time for my girlfriend's number one pick for the top summer days men's fragrances list. She had some problems among the other fragrances. They are all summery and fresh, so they all pretty much smell a little alike. She had a hard time rating them in between each other, because she thought they were all really great and fresh. But when it came to the first place pick, there was no doubt, no hesitation whatsoever. She picked this one immediately and said, this is the best smelling, no doubt at all. And that fragrance is Rasasi Hawas. And I couldn't agree with her more. This is a really great summer fragrance. Rasasi Hawas smells almost like Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne. But personally, I think this smells way better. It performs good as well, and it's all the perfume concentration. And I think this fragrance have a little more character to it. It got a little more spiciness and a better balanced sweetness in my opinion. But other than that, this is basically a better version of Invictus Aqua, I would say. This is a great versatile summer fragrance. It is also great to be using on those hot summer nights. Maybe this one is not as suitable as, say, Versace Man Fraiche when the temperatures start to rise above 30 degrees Celsius and it's getting really hot, because this one got a little sweetness and seductiveness to it as well, and can become a little cloying when the temperature is getting too high. But for those normal summer days, 25 degrees Celsius, something like that, this is just the greatest summer fragrance you can possibly get. Performance is great, I get at least 8 to 10 hours out of it. The price is great as well. Rasasi always have very good and affordable prices on their fragrances, and Rasasi Hawas is no exception. Really great priced, versatile, long-lasting summer fragrance. I totally agree with my girlfriend at her number one pick, Rasasi Hawas. Summer fragrances don't get better than this one. If you haven't checked it out, please do. You won't be disappointed. This is a summer fresh fragrance. It is really versatile for both summer days and summer nights, and women just seems to love it. The compliment factor is through the roof with this one. So no doubt, no hesitation, first place pick is Rasasi Hawas. So this was the top 5 best summer days men's fragrances from a female's point of view. So I hope you really enjoyed this list and found yourself some fragrances to really try out this summer. Summer fragrances don't need to be just fresh and a little boring. They can be seductive and exciting as well, with a lot of character to it, as you saw in this list now. I also want to thank my girlfriend for making this list possible by picking and rating it. so that me, myself, and all of you guys can smell great this summer and know that all the women around us will truly appreciate those fragrances we wear. So there you had it, the top 5 list of best summer days fragrances. There is really no excuse for you not to smell great this summer. And all the fragrances on this list is very affordable as well, so you still have money left to buy ice cream this summer. This was all from me, Tommy here at Nordic Fragrance. You know what to do next. Please like and share this video and press the subscribe button to support me and my channel here. And until we meet again, smell great and take care of yourselves.